All right, we are back again. Take Design Group. Here we are. And so what we have here is another sketch from our longtime friend and mentor, Steve Bové, former artist over at DC Comics. And I've known Steve since I was 15 years old, and when I first started at DC Comics. And this is actually the second drawing that I'm going to be working on from Steve. And the first one I did actually was I did a coloring from him. So here, let me pull it up in one of my files here. So let's see if I can find the original sketch. So this was Steve's sketch he sent to me some years ago, and I loved it so much. It was a very vintage drawing that he drew and inked, and I loved it so much. And I said, Steve, you don't mind if I color it? He says, no, knock yourself out. So I originally played with it in Photoshop here, and just kind of just basic. At the time I was still using a mouse. So as you can tell, the coloring is very basic. It's all in Photoshop, but I wanted to do more. And so ultimately, when I got this Microsoft system and I'm able to draw in it, it got a little more detailed, as you can see. So I was able with the pen to go in and be very detailed with the drawing. So I created it, as you can see here from the bottom, his signature and then colors by myself. And I was able to add in the logo, and then I changed, if you noticed, I changed the Superman logo. I went from the original S logo to the more modern, I guess we're going to call this one the Man of Steel, Henry Cavill, Superman S logo I threw on top of it and kind of modernized a little bit with the vintage Superman drawing. And then I ended up creating a whole cover for it, using the cover layout with the DC logo right here. I ended up using that, and I threw the Superman logo on it in the background, kind of similar to comic books, and basically made the whole frame one big comic book layout. So now here we are. We have a nice sketch, another one by Steve. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to ink it and color it. So here we go. Let's put this to the side. We already have it set up in Adobe Illustrator. And we're going to go ahead and begin some inking. And we're going to actually bring this down a little bit. Let's see. Let's go ahead and let's bring the tint down just a little bit. Yeah, that'll do nicely. That'll do just fine. And we're going to lock off the screen. And now the most important part is the inking. So of course, it's Take Design Group, and we have to open up our own brushes. So let's go to our brushes for Take Design Group. Let's see if we can. Oh, that's the wrong library. No, we need the brush library. Here we go. And we're going to bring up, this is our proprietary brushes. So we have these. We have the original Brush Master. And then we also have a couple of others that we can also break out, which is our Stretch to Fit. And then we also have scale proportionally. So we have all three sets of inking brushes. So as you can see here, scale proportionally, scale to fit, and the original brush masters. So let's throw these in here. There we go. So normally, what I normally like to do is just kind of just test them out and make sure everything's functioning fine. And also too, let's open up some swatches. Actually, now I see what the problem is. There we go. And what we're doing is basically just kind of setting up the brushes so that we there's nothing worse when this does not want to act right. Okay, well, we'll work with that. Let's go open up our brushes again, since it wants to be difficult. Yeah, fine. There we go. So now let's go ahead. Sorry it took so long. Let's make sure. So now we have, so as you can see, all the line weights are working well. And we're gonna go ahead and start inking. So as you can see, we're using nice thick lines here on the outside, and then we're going to thin them up on the opposite side to give some good weight to the line of the character. Now that's a little too thin, so normally we can just beef it up just a little bit there. Yeah. And that actually looks a good line weight right there. So we're gonna rock with that. So you'll probably notice I take a little bit of shortcuts here and there, such as creating the eyes, the belt buckle, the collar, medallion. And so it makes it easier to make sure it looks a little sharper. If I was to do it by hand, it would still look a little wonky. I don't want wonky in certain areas. As you can tell, I wanted to keep the same A that Steve had, but at the same time, I wanted it to be sharp. So that's why I did it that way instead of just creating an actual A font and twisting it. It was easier to do it that way, create the shape and then outline it. So now that we've had our actual, we're going to go ahead and save this. We're going to put it in the inking section. And we're going to go ahead and save that file. And so now inking is done. But you know, as an inker, sometimes you want to add embellishments. So we're going to add some more embellishments to it. So we're going to go ahead, let's just save a copy. And we're going to create the embellishments actually on a different layer. In case we want to just go back to this, we'll have the original inking. So let's go ahead and let's add some more, let's add some embellishments. Or just make it thicker in certain areas, or shadowing, or whatever, however we want to do it. So this was the original ink sketch. This was the ink with the embellishment. And as you can see, big difference. Just having fun. And so now, I guess I'll do a color layer. So before I do that, a lot of times, you should label your layers. So what I've done was label it, original inks, colors, and embellishments. So the original inks, as you notice that this layer is off. So we turn it off and we lock it. And then we simply have the embellishment inks, but we're gonna lock that layer as well, as you can see. We're gonna lock that in, and we're just gonna work on this layer here. So let's go ahead, let's pull up our color palette. Now, you probably may have noticed on other videos, but I still have my Adobe Pantone colors. You see all of that? Let's see if we can bring this up a little bit. And you can see that a bit in the corner. We're gonna bring it up one more time. We still have all our Adobe color palettes. Right all over here. We have all the Adobe right here. And we're gonna bring up the standard one, which is the solid coated. And as you can see, yes, we have them all. One day I'll teach you how to re-implement the Adobe palette swatch back into the Adobe. If you're not aware, Adobe and Pantone parted ways. They are no longer working together, and therefore, for the last year or so, you no longer have Pantone palettes preloaded into Adobe Illustrator, which is, to me personally, absurd, because Pantone is the standard color system that most designers use. And so with that being said, they no longer keep the palette in there. But I found a way to reload the palette into it, so therefore I have it. And, off to the races we go. So let's go ahead and pull it back a little bit. And sorry for the dog. Apparently she hears things outside and she's doing her job. So here we go. Let's load up some colors. And I don't know what the colors of this character is, so we're gonna just kind of make it up as we go. And let's kind of load up some Pantone colors. Let's load that color up. I think we've loaded a good amount that I want to use from Pantone. So let's go ahead and let's just bring these Pantone colors to the top. So I think I want to keep them up here. Here we go. And we're just kind of start loading up some colors and start adding them in. Now, on one of the message boards on Facebook, I got a good laugh at it. About a year or two ago, I uploaded some artwork to the Art and Design alumni page on Facebook. And one alumni tried to make a snide comment about me loading colors, like it was like pick and choose, like you were literally just not doing anything. This woman had no idea who I was, and didn't realize that I am the real deal. So there are many ways you can color in Adobe Illustrator or color in Photoshop. I tend to like my graphics in vector, so I will begin and end in Adobe Illustrator, called AI by the professional community, but you can't even use that term anymore because AI is now its own life and has many programs, so you cannot really use that word anymore. So we're just gonna, from now on, simply call it by its name, Adobe Illustrator, in its entirety, and we will stick with that. I don't want people getting confused when I say AI and they thinking I'm talking about ChatGPT or some other AI generative program, which is not. So, but yeah, she actually had the nerve to say that I was plugging in colors, and I had to politely correct her ass. You know, we take our graphics seriously over here at Take Design Group, and we work hard, and I guess it was just beyond her comprehension that I could actually draw this stuff. But, you know, that's an error on her behalf because, you know, we do come from the same high school, and everybody that comes out of high school of art and design is very competent in drawing and creating. So I thought it was kind of backwards that she said that, but, you know, it is what it is. Not everybody believes that, you know, sometimes you have skills and you have talent. And so, yeah, we ran into that little thing, but that was soon squashed once I corrected her. No longer were the snide comments coming my way. Now you'll notice some places where I may have either missed an area or something's overlapping. I mean, you'd always come back and edit it, so it's not the end of the world. Such as this right here. You can always come back and edit. So as you probably notice, it's like, well, why is it not going over the black line? And that's because the black line is actually on top. I'm coloring on a layer right beneath it, right here. So therefore it keeps it neater, and I don't have to be as neat when I'm just kind of filling in the areas. I'm just kind of freestyling it and I'm filling in the areas, so that's why. sometimes it's just easier to create basic shapes and then fill it in instead of doing a contour line. So I'll do something like this. Yeah, I had to change that music. Sorry about that. I was falling asleep. So I threw down some basic colors. Now I'm going to add some highlights and some shadows. So I'm going to create 2 more layers. I'm going to call this shadows. And then I'm going to call this highlights. So right now I'm going to add shadows. Now normally what I do is, I just create a one base color turn it black to create my shadows. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it simple and stupid on this, and so you can see how that process actually pans out. I don't need to get in a dark brown, then a dark tan, and then a didn't want to do that, and all of that. I found it sometimes easier just to keep a single dark shadow, depending on, you know, how I want to color it. But this time I just want to keep it, the shadows, one shadow color, which was a dark gray, transparent dark gray. So, but I always start off with a 100% magenta. And you'll see the process on how I actually color it. And you don't have to be super detailed about it. You just want to throw down some shadows in the shadow areas. And as you can see, I'm just kind of really freestyling the whole shadow area thing. Nothing detailed, nothing super specific. I am just putting in the shadow work. As you can see, it's all a magenta color in the areas that I want to put a shadow in. All right, so we basically will go ahead and we'll lock all this in. Remember, like I said, this is on the shadow layer. As you can see, we're going in and out, shadow layer only. We're going to highlight everything, and we're going to assign it black. And then we're going to go to the transparency, multiply, and let's hit about 40%. There you go. There's your shadow. We can make it lighter or we can make it darker, but I think usually 40% is good. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our highlights. We're going to unlock this layer. Now we're going to start working on it. And there's a couple of ways we can do highlights, but we'll get to that as far as we can do a transparency, single opaque color. But once again, we're going to use the magenta for the highlight color. And we just, do some embellishment highlights. It doesn't have to be accurate or anything, but just something so you can see the difference. And it just looks great from a color perspective that you're using 3 different shades. Your base, your dark, and then your light, which will be your highlight. Sorry about the text messaging sounds. Those are priority text messages coming to my cell phone, so they're gonna beep no matter what I do. So here's the part. So now we can actually take all of these and we could just make it a white, right? But that looks all plastically. Or we could leave it at white, and we could do a screen of some sort of overlay, and we kind of play around with the colors a bit. So you see how it is, right? So this is in screen, color dodge. Let's see what screen would look like. So screen would still stay white. And we did overlay. Let's do a soft. Now soft is good. Now you notice, I'm gonna bring it up. You notice on the soft mode, it made it a light blue, kind of a light royal. Here a light blue, light tan, light brown, or tan on a brown. You know, it kind of did its thing, which I kind of like. I don't have to individually make these various colors. So it's important that you learn how to use your transparencies and play around with it. And this is fine for what it is. I don't need to go right now into a individual color set for each highlight. And I think this works fine. And I'm pretty happy with this. You know, once again, this is a drawing by Bové, my former mentor and co-worker over at DC Comics. He's a fantastic artist in his own right. I mean, absolutely fantastic. And I feel honored to take his sketches and do things like this to it. So, Steve, once again, thank you so much. Oh, let me color the nose. Don't want to forget the nose. But Steve, once again, thank you so much for allowing me to work on your great artwork. And, you know, until next time, you know, it's Tape Design Group. You know what it is. And we come out, we have some fun. Let's finish off this nose. And we're going to put the nose actually in the color layer. So let's go back. Let's not forget, we're locking layers. We're unlocking them so that we don't make mistakes coloring things on the wrong layer. I'm going to finish this up really quick. Oh, I forgot. This is actually on a different layer. So if we want that colored in, we actually need to go to the embellishment page, actually. There we go. And we're gonna just there goes pesky text messages. There we go. Maybe we'll. And we're gonna go ahead and do a quick embellishment actually on the nose since we're here. And once again, we're going to And there we go. Just pesky text messages one more time. So we have actually finished. Once again, it's Take Design Group. Oh, maybe we ought to color this since we're in this layer anyway. And let's go ahead, let's just give this some sort of funky color or something. Oh, we did that already, there we go. And then we'll add a little highlight to that as well. And what we're gonna do is we're probably gonna add a nice yellow or something like that to it. Perfect. There we go. Yeah, it looks better solid. Yeah, perfect. And there we are. Now, normally what I like to do is add the signatures of the artist on the bottom. So let's go ahead. I know I have signatures from both, and we're going to go find the artwork. And, well, maybe it's in here. Let's see. We're going to go through this really quick. Found it. So we found the original one, and we're just going to copy and paste. Okay, not sure what happened, but hopefully we didn't lose too much, because I think we may have lost some things. That's what happens sometimes. It's computer life. We're not going to do make up an excuse as to what went wrong, but strange. There we go. Oh, great. And we're going to go ahead and reopen up Superman again. And we're going to copy and paste the signature once again. Hopefully nothing crazy will happen. Whoa! Yeah, that's strange. That we got crashing going on. It's Adobe Illustrator for you. It ain't perfect. Let's try this one more time. Let's just turn off all these other layers, find out what's going on. We'll copy. Okay. It looks like, yeah, it's kind of strange that that happened. There we go. We finally got it. You know, sometimes, you know, things happen, but you never want to give up. So there we go. We are and there we are, ladies and gentlemen, fully inked. And also too, we want to close the original layer so we can see it all white. And there you have it. And we just kind of walk through all the layers one final time. The original sketch by Bové. Here we go. And we just want to show you. Here we go, the original sketch. And then we inked it with our inks. Just kind of put this over there. And then we did some embellishments and made it darker, as you can see, where we added in the heavier blacks in various areas. So in these areas right here, and we're going to switch it off so you can see it one more time. And then we started importing, or should I say, creating our base colors. And you can see what it looks like without the inks at all, or anything behind it. And then we added the shadows, and we added the highlights, and you have your ink layer. And there you have it once again, ladies and gentlemen. Tate Design Group. You know, quick 1 hour plus inking and coloring tutorial from Tate Design Group. If you're interested in any of our inks that we use, check us out on YouTube. We also have these inking brushes for sale on Etsy. You can find us on Tate Design Group on Etsy. But otherwise, you know, keep with us. Like, comment, and subscribe. Check us out. You know, make sure you hit that like button and also subscribe. And make sure you get notified of our next video, so that way you don't have to come looking for us. You'll be notified. But once again, we thank Steve for lending us his sketch so that we can have fun with it. And this is great. If you're just learning or you just enjoy watching these videos, come back or check out our previous ones. And, you know, until next time, it's Tate Design Group. Peace.